So our next talk will be a lightning talk, and it's from Carol Jones, who's the editor of CultureHive at the Arts Marketing Association, and she'll be talking about building Goose, how community-driven AI is democratizing skills, development and heritage, the how and the why. Welcome.
Fantastic. I'm also the innovation lead for something called Grow, and we're doing exactly that, building Goose, that community-driven, co-created, AI-powered platform. It's funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, which is a specific innovation fund. I tell you what, we have right royally seized the tech, and as a non-tech person flying by the seat of my pants, I am very glad that knowing what you're doing really isn't all it's cracked up to be. We've worked with wonderful developers called Make Sense of It, who've helped us all along the way. Our idea and the challenge was and still is to upskill the heritage sector in all aspects of marketing, audience development, fundraising, engagement, and all the soft skills needed to put those answers into action. Our research showed that there was a real skills gap, and although people are very, very rich in passion, very rich in purpose, they're often low in those skills that they need and the resources, more importantly, that they need to increase, diversify their audiences, engage in deeper, more meaningful ways, boost revenue, tell their extraordinary stories, keep up with the tech, and keep the bloody doors open. We knew that any solution needed to be built from the ground up, to be co-created to meet the very specific challenges of the heritage sector, limited budgets, volunteer-dependent organisations, very complex funding landscapes, and respond to the needs of very different types of heritage. At the beginning, we didn't really realise the importance of co-creation. I don't think we even understood what co-creation meant. I'm not entirely sure we do now, but we're working on it. But our wonderful co-creators, and we've worked with over 100 people now, have shaped and changed Goose as it's gone along. And they've helped us move from something with this idea of isolated problem solving, we've got a problem, how are we going to solve it, into something that's much more collective, intelligence-based. They told us that they valued expert opinion, but actually they valued the knowledge of their peers even more. They didn't want to keep on reinventing the wheel. They wanted to know what worked, what didn't work from people who were actually on the front line and delivering it. So what is Goose? Meet Goose. Goose is a bit different. It comes from preloaded with lots of heritage sector knowledge. It has a whole team of specialist thinking partners you can call on 24/7. Goose has 21 thinking partners, and you can create your own. I'll touch on them a bit later. We went into beta testing at the beginning of October, just 2 weeks, and we worked with 40 organisations, 149 projects. What did they use it for? All sorts of things. You'll see a list there. But event plans, coding, project planning, social media, a lot of content creation as well. We saw some real, or the beginning anyway, of some real impact and some real results. People were loving that Goose kind of was relevant to what they were doing and were eager to switch to Goose. And you'll see in that second quote there, somebody even used Goose to produce an interactive quiz about their collection. However, and this is really important, I think, not everyone is ready. And that was really evident as we went through the whole of the last 6 months. There's a real need for AI literacy and governance to work alongside Goose. There is a lot of love. There's a lot of love already for Goose out there, and a huge need, particularly in small and medium volunteer-run organisations. There's a huge need for digital support, getting funding and proving their impact of their work. You can see that's what you'll see when you go into Goose, and you'll be familiar with how that looks, I'm sure. You will see that there's a request there to be interviewed, and Goose will interview you, and that's an important part. You'll see the thinking partners at the bottom. There's some more of our thinking partners, and we talk you through how you can create your own. And they do cover those marketing, communications, digital roles, but they also look at income generation, events management, and leadership and strategic roles as well. I won't read this now, but it's a really good example of looking at Goose and how it, even in a first run with Goose, how it will come back and give you some support as a first step. But it's always leaning into the human and looking for a human-led approach. It has some templates, so you can go straight. If you just want to hit and run, you want some easy kind of to use templates. There they are. Goose will actually walk you through completing the templates as well. Everything is trying to get from those answers into action. But what makes Goose truly different is that it learns from our community. We're building something called a peer pond, a pool of real-world, real-time heritage wisdom. So Goose interviews you, anonymizes that, shares it to users who have similar challenges. So every contribution makes more value and makes it more relevant. There's still time for you to get involved and become a co-creator, and we need your voice to help shape what comes next. We move to first release at the end of January, which will be by invite only and includes some free sessions of AI training. You're very welcome to join us. Do visit goose.co.uk, start a project, join our community of heritage innovators, share something that you've worked on, help us seize the tech, and we're hoping to roll it out with care, talking back to what Rachel said this morning. Diolch yn fawr iawn, and Goose speaks Welsh as well.